Today's AskReddit post. What's something your family raised you doing that you later learnt was really weird? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Catholic mother, Muslim dad, neither really practicing. We celebrated Christmas though, and on Christmas Eve night instead of doing the normal Christmas stuff like cookies, milk, etc., my dad would loudly pretend to violently chase Santa out of the house by yelling and cussing him out and throwing his shoe at him, which we would later find in places like the fireplace. Inshallah your dad catches that sneaky red bastard one year. Asterisk asterisk MASHALLAH asterisk asterisk their dad has successfully warded off the demon Santa Claus for so many years, despite all the home invasion attempts. Grew up in a hoarder house. I look back at my childhood now and can't believe the cluttered nightmare I grew up in. Now I relish throwing things away when I'm done with them. I'm just glad you escaped the habit. So many children of hoarders seem to grow up doing the same thing their parents did. I absolutely would have become a hoarder like my dad if I had not watched the TV show Hoarders. My house growing up wasn't near as cluttered as so many hoarder homes, but our basement was full of crap my dad didn't want to get rid of. When I watched the show, though, I saw so many of my own behaviors being thrown back at me. I was horrified. Started decluttering like crazy and do a spring clean once a year of things we just don't need. My partner also grew up with a hoarder mom, so he also struggles. But we are working on it, lol. Using a ship's bell to call for dinner. My parents got tired of yelling for us, so they mounted a ship's bell to the hallway wall. They would ring it for dinner and any other occasion when they needed our attention. Like Pavlov's dog, I get hungry whenever I hear a ship's bell ring. We had a dinner bell too. Our neighborhood had very few fences and a lot of little kids, so it was quite common for us to be 3 to 4 houses away playing on someone else's swing set or climbing someone else's tree. Mom always had given her permission for us to leave, so it's not like we'd run off, but she didn't want to have to schlep all over looking for us when it was dinner time. So instead she rang the bell in the yard and we came home from wherever we'd been. If we were going a bit farther away for any reason, she'd send us with a walkie-talkie, range of 1 mile, in case we couldn't hear the bell from where we ended up. Not cleaning. My mom didn't know how to clean and so couldn't really teach us either. We had this fungus growing out of the carpet at one house that looked like cooked lasagna noodles. We would just kick it out of the way when it sprouted up, or my mom would buy a new rug and put it on top of the old rug, especially if the old rug was stuck to the floor from filth or something. I didn't think anything of it and would have friends over who probably talked all kinds of poop about me afterwards. But they kept coming over anyways, so I guess they weren't that turned off. Before I was totally competent swimming by myself, my mom would put a life jacket on me, tie a long piece of nylon rope to it, and chuck me in the river. She'd basically swim me on a leash down the river for fun. Mom, you are the classiest redneck. At least she prioritized safety. My uncle threw my cousin in the harbor to teach him to swim. He was proud he only had to go in after my cousin 3 times before my cousin could swim. When I became an adult I was shocked to find out that other families did things with their kids. My mom was a shopper. My dad golfed and played cards at the club. We never had any family activities like hiking, camping, bowling or anything in the 60s and 70s. When I had things my parents could have come to watch, they never did. My daughter was a good tennis player and I spent every afternoon and all weekends with her playing. She did get a full ride tennis scholarship in Hawaii for college. I don't think I had one real conversation with my dad. When he was dying, I asked him if he could tell me he was proud of me. He said, "I'll think about it. That poop F's you up for life." Oof. My dad said the reason he loved my brother and sister more and was there for them was because they gave him something to be proud of. We only ever ate chili with mashed potatoes and applesauce. I thought everyone did this till like grade 11 when I had dinner at a friend's house. Her mom put out chili and I asked if they had any applesauce. They all looked at me like I was nuts lol. My partner can't eat pork without applesauce. It's literally the only time he eats applesauce. He just dips his pork in and eats the combo, regardless of how the pork is seasoned. My family does this too. Pork chops and applesauce. I always thought it was odd but tasted good. It took me quite some time to figure out that other people's parents weren't naked for the majority of the time. You have no idea how much I envy your guys' memories of Christmas morning being *PENISLESS*. Man, what a thing to be grateful for that I didn't even consider. Penisless Christmas. Leaving a shot of old Grandad for Santa. He gets tired of milk and it helps him feel warm. My parents started cookies and beer for Santa. Aussie here. Santa in our house enjoyed beer and vanilla slice. My father quite enjoys vanilla slice lol. We were not allowed to have a drink with our meals. It could be the driest food ever, or you could be thirsty as all hell. Nope, no water. Finish the meal first. Bathing/showering only on Saturday evenings. I must have smelled so bad back then. Especially since my dad smoked in the house. It was to save money on the water bill, but a pack of cigarettes a day was in the budget. Clapping at shows we were watching on TV, as if we were part of a live audience. Friends thought that was weird. This is funny, but in a very cute way. If I had friends over, my mom wouldn't allow me to offer them anything to eat, nor anything to drink except bottled water. They also weren't allowed to use the upstairs washroom. They had to use the tiny one in the basement. They also weren't allowed to sit on any of the couches and half the time not even on the chairs. Fairly certain my mom was trying to make visits by friends as unwelcoming as possible, so they wouldn't visit and ditch me as a friend. She thought that all that mattered was studying and getting good grades, and she was more than willing to sacrifice my social life/happiness to ensure that I got good grades. That's sad. I'm sorry. Those things stick with you. Apparently other people's moms didn't just give their kids $5 for lunch and then sleep all day. Nah, some of us got free lunch. Mom woke up long enough to do the forms lol. Whenever it was one of our birthdays, my father made us keep a pen and pad next to the phone to list everyone who called and when. He'd then keep a blacklist of everyone who didn't call or didn't call in a timely fashion. For example, the closer you were related, the earlier in the day you should call under his rules. I didn't realize this was messed up until I was an adult and had a lot of therapy. Until the day she died, my grandmother kept a list of every single gift she gave and received, with a price next to it. She wanted to make sure she always got what she was owed. That sounds exhausting, but I will admit that the part of me obsessed with spreadsheets would find this extremely interesting. Not flushing the toilet at night. Our toilet used to be fed by a rainwater reservoir that was stored in a cupboard up high in my parents' room. When you flushed it used to drip for a while and would disturb them. Can't blame them. I just got used to doing it, and when I moved in with my girlfriend she was disgusted that things were left until the morning. Can't blame her either. Giving each other back massages. My sisters and I grew up in a house where my mom and dad would always offer to rub our backs or play with our hair to help us wind down for bed. To me, so we grew up thinking that it's normal to exchange daily back rubs with your family. Is this weird or normal? I still don't know. But my sisters and I still do this when we go visit each other, and we seem to be the only family who does. I never see my husband's sisters start a back rub train on the couch while they're watching a movie during Christmas break. It's just us. Lol. Starting to think that we are the weird ones. I don't think it's weird. We rub our 5-year-old's back while she's falling asleep. My mom rubs mine sometimes and will play with my hair. It's so relaxing. Back rubs are awesome. My parents are really germaphobic, and my dad thinks he has to kill the bacteria on the bread when he buys it fresh. So he puts it in the oven to toast and almost ducking burns it. He thinks that whoever did the bread sneezed or accidentally spit on it. In my country we eat bread almost every day. I thought everybody did this. This is insane. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.